trailer.
Hey.
I love the art.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You speak as though I have conquered death.
I will say right there, I'm like, yep, that's definitely a Victorian accent. It turns out he's Queensland.
I've been
Up
here
the
a long time.
Queenslanders.
You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it,
Like, that looks sick.
Dad's dope.
smothered
There's
by
one
it.
image though that I love in this trailer. This one.
Look at you now.
Working on that today.
He who would
Hey.
have everlasting life.
Like, even
You
that.
seek to defy death. Yet you cannot even defy sleep.
Sick.
And our like sleep is to death.
Sick.
It is a painted death.
Moments like this, I wish I could read.
I need to put out the audio version, it sounds like.
If you get an audio version, I'll be your fucking customer. Straight up, bro. Like,
He's got to turn it into an audio book.
Oh,
I gotta
man.
ask you,
Motion
Michael.
comic. What's
I
that?
gotta ask you, like, what do you do in all? Like, you do all the line work? Are you doing the coloring?
Yeah, I
and
do
As
everything.
well?
I do
You
everything.
do everything.
Write it,
That's intense.
draw it, color it, put it together. Actually, I have a guy who letters it, so he does the the lettering on it. But
Yeah.
same guy who does the lettering on Isom and Cyberfrog and all those
Yeah.
other
Okay.
good books.
So the link to the link is in the pinned comments, and the mods are dropping it and all that. But do you want to
Thank
tell us
you.
a little bit about your story and like what got you to this stage where you are now, and like where'd you start? What was your inspiration? All that stuff.
Oh
Now that
man!
we've
Well, the
talked about which
inspiration
animals we wanna
for
fuck.
the inspiration is actually the story is all tied in with dreams, and the story came, like a lot of good sort of fantasy stories, came from my own dreams. But it took me a long time learning how to write, probably close to a decade of trial and error before I actually had an actual story to to work with. And I never made a comic before. I didn't even start this as a comic. I was just writing a story. But I was in France, with my wife, and I found these. They have these bande dessinée, they call them over there. These like big hardcover comics. Oh, there they go, like these massive things here. And I was just so blown away by them because I grew up reading Spider-Man comics and Ghost Rider and stuff like that. It's a little bit different. And I was like, oh, this looks exactly like what I see in my head, but I can't really get out in words. And I thought, at the time I was doing t-shirt designs. I was entering, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the site called Threadless, but I was entering in t-shirt competitions. And that was sort of how I was honing my art. And I was kind of getting a bit over that. So I thought, do I want to just be completely crazy and try to draw this story? What else am I going to do? Started doing that in about 2015. But back then I didn't know anyone at all. I had no following. So I just did what I think a lot of people were doing at the time, was putting up comics on the web, web comics and webtoon and all that sort of stuff. But that was good. It was fine, but it's not really that serious. When the whole crowdfunding thing took off in 2018, especially with Comicsgate, that was the first time I'd kind of found people who think like I do in comics. Up until then, it was all, comics is a real kind of den of just crazy people. Outside of that. So I was set from then on out. And what is it? 5 years later, here I am.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
fucking knife, man. Yeah, it's
It's
kind
of cool that you sort of come up with this story and you're actually able to illustrate it in
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky like that. I mean, I always drew,
Mhm.
but I'd never drawn a comic. you can find anything now on YouTube how to draw, how to do things. So I literally did Google, I searched on YouTube, how to draw comics and stuff like that, and did a bit of a refresher course on the basics, and then it's just, I don't know, I've always been pretty good with a pen, so away we go, and getting better. As some things were a bit trial and error, but yeah, I think the pages are coming out great. And yeah, I'm happy that people are really excited for it.
I enjoy,
Yeah,
the
very cool.
perspective of this page that its point is way off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works quite well on the use of negative space for the opening of the door.
But I also love. Sorry, go on, Michael.
I was just gonna say I'm really sort of inspired by cinematography as well. You'd probably see that if you get the book. I look to
Not if, when.
filmmakers and stuff like that.
When.
When you get the book, yes, exactly.
The other thing that I love about this image is like even just the shadow of the window, like that star with the moon or whatever it is that's inside that, like
the Star of Ishtar. That's what that is.
Okay,
yeah,
it's very cool. I love this image.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
When you were coming,
I do have a question though. Are those hanging things? Are they lamps, or is that for ceremonial purposes? Because it looks like they're made of wood.
They have a name. I can't. Whenever I try to pronounce it, it's one of those words that I've only ever read, and it sounds like a porn site. It's like brazier or something like that.
Oh, brazier?
But,
straight away.
Blabs.
Yeah, you light them. You light them at night, and there's fire in them.
Oh no, she likes them of a nighttime. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, you said light. Never mind.
Very cool.
No, what I like to do with my story is I like to, because it's there's fantasy elements in it. I like to make the backgrounds as realistic as possible to get that kind of immaculate reality going. They used to call it verisimilitude, which is it just makes it feel more real. What's happening, and I'm all about that. This is definitely not what is kind of the status quo, the norm that you get in American comics these days, where everything is just silly and fun and nothing matters and punch back, like it's all gay. But
it's very fucking gay.
Really seriously.
Go to the next image, Lethal. I think it's the next one where you see the sun. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
I love that shot too because of the rays of the sun that you see sort of coming through past the met. Like I just think that's another great
Thank you.
shot,
Yeah.
great image.
I
really like it.
That one as well.
See, for me, comics, like there's the story element obviously to the comics, but there's such like it's a lot about the art as well. And I just look at something like this and it's a very simple picture that we're looking at right now, but it really draws you in because it's such a broad landscape, I feel. And I don't know. I really like shots like this.
Well, okay,
and like
so
that other one as well.
Was it a conscious choice to focus more on the line work, say, over doing overall shading sort of thing, like Alex Ross sort of style? Did you find that your line work told your story better?
Yeah, so what I do, I mean, yes, the short answer is yes. I had to kind of balance what I need to do with the story and then how long it's going to take me to actually do this stuff, especially when I started. I mean, there was limited time I could invest into this because I was getting no money out of it at the start. Now I can justify spending time on this stuff because there's actually money in it now. But you got to kind of walk that line. And I decided early on that I'm going to more focus on the story and sort of just the overall tone, the atmosphere with the colors and everything, than rather getting really in depth with the line art and everything, which I can do to a degree. I've spent a month on a single image and stuff like that and really done that for prints and pinups and covers and stuff. But in the interiors now, you got to kind of draw the line and say, trying to tell a story here. And even I've read comics where they're so detailed on the interiors, but it's like an action comic. Whereas an action comic, you're trying to read it kind of fast, and all this detail is just, it's kind of wasted because you're just tearing through pages, and this poor artist has slaved over all these details that no one's really stopping to watch. So you got to kind of know what sort of story it is. And this isn't an action comic per se. It's not that there's no action in it, but it's a bit more cerebral. It's a bit more mysterious and stuff like that. So I think where I've landed on is right for the story.
So is on this campaign that you're running now for this second book, is there a catch-up tier or something?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get a catch-up tier. There's a whole bunch of tiers. So if you click on the go to campaign there, and that's a bit of a catch-up tier. That's all the new Lucent books. I'm offering softcover and hardcover.
Rhino likes it hard.
Inspired by those French books. Right over there to the right, that's the softcover catch-up tier. You can also get hardcover catch-up tier. So yeah, I think if you see those little arrows underneath, I wish they were a little bit bigger there. Down in the middle, and there you go. You can kind of start ticking over and seeing all the different tiers. They get progressively more expensive, but the deal there is the bigger the bundle, the kind of more value you get per book. So the books they're most expensive when you're just getting one, but if you get all of them together, that's the sort of best deal you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But obviously those bigger tiers are for the kind of real diehard collectors and stuff like that. So
now, one thing that has always kind of been a bit difficult is like when you back something American, you're like, fuck, the shipping price is outrageous, man. And obviously that's not really time. I know it's a pain, dude. How's it been, being on the other side, being on our side of the pond?
Well, it's actually not as bad. So shipping to the States is not anywhere near as bad as shipping from the States here. So it's not, we don't have to pay. Sometimes it's $70. We don't have to pay anything
I feel like
that.
I'm buying the book twice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to back a book today, and it was more for the shipping than it was for the book. It was significantly more. But I want to be competitive. Obviously, I don't want to like gouge people or anything. So I got together with a couple of other people, and I also distribute books here in Australia. And in doing that, I was able to secure a business deal with an Aussie Post. Where I get a really good rate. So all international backers, obviously to me that's non-Australian backers, have a flat $15 US shipping rate, and that's flat. You could add as much as you want to your order, but you'll only ever pay $15.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
shipping.
That's so much better than what you're saying, like America to Australia. Compared to that's, I wish that they
even
did
in
something
America
like that.
to America lately, the shipping's been ridiculous.
I was going to say, hey, Eric July, if you're listening, could you move your operation out to Australia so you can make it cheaper for the next year?
Yeah, get a deal with Australia Post. That's brilliant.
Hey.
Yeah, well, look, it's the same all over the world. If you ship from, I got an artist that I'm working with on another book, and he ships from Brazil, and it's dirt cheap to the States, but I don't know what is over there in the States. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, our post is really shitty lately.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't know about it, but we can have media mail, and if you just package media mail like with enough secure packaging, it takes longer to arrive, but it's like $5 instead of $20 because a book's heavy.
Yeah, like people have tried media mail. Some people swear by it. Other people just don't want to deal with it.
It just depends how you package everything. Because if you package it loosey goosey, then it's just gonna come damaged.
Another thing I'm doing on this, which has been pretty successful thus far, is, and because I'm doing it through my own site, I get to set up things, how I want it. It's so much better than going through Indiegogo or whatever. But if you add things to the campaign, or you want people to back again, which some people want to do, they have to pay shipping again, but not on my site. So if you just say some people bought a book, they backed a book and then they want to come back and they get a T-shirt or a puzzle or whatever, or they want to get another book, they can just type in free shipping into the checkout and you get free shipping. But it only works if you've already backed the campaign.
So it's sort of it bundles it for you on
exactly,
the site.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
That's
otherwise,
brilliant.
some people they just I don't know they charge shipping twice, 3 times. I
Yeah.
don't know, or they have to refund shipping. It's a real hassle.
Yeah.
Last
so
campaign,
when are you-
that
when
same
are
thing
you-
happened.
With this second book, when are you hoping to fulfill? When are you hoping to have it done?
Look, I would love it to be 6 months. You know, this is a crowdfund. It's not a finished book. I'm saying it's about 60-70% finished. But I would love it to be 6 months. I don't know though, because I still have a day job, so I can't work on this, all day, every day. It would definitely be coming out so much quicker if I was full time. But yeah, that's a kind of a ballpark figure. As soon as I'm closer, I will, be announcing that and listing it right there on the thing, sort of a much more accurate estimated, shipping date. But that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm aiming for. Last time, it took me almost a year. I think it was about 10 months, to get the thing out. I've learned a lot since then. The only difference is this is a lot bigger book. So, yeah. The good thing about that though is, I'm always around. I'm, on YouTube every day. I'm on Twitter every day. So if anyone has any, questions like how is the book coming along, you can come onto my channel and see me drawing it. You can come ask me, and I'll let you know. So.